Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you guys an Iron Man related loot video. This is going to be fishing dark crabs for 30 hours total. Kind of another follow-up fishing video from my 30 hours of infernal eels, if you haven't checked that out already. And this was actually my very first time fishing dark crabs on any of my accounts throughout all these years. So I was very curious of what I was going to get experience-wise and how many fish I was going to be collecting and how many PKers we would be encountering as well. So let's go ahead and find out. But first, before we do have some quick words from our sponsor today, Hero Wars. Hero Wars is an online role-playing action game with a variety of PvP and PvE modes. Here you can fight against powerful bosses and experience the story. This campaign style is truly great and it feels like a classic fantasy game. And while completing the missions, you can also be collecting all of the loot and upgrading all of your champions at the same time. This game has more than 50 unique heroes, each one with a unique ability. Combine and assemble different teams to battle in the arena or traverse the endless tower. But the main party happens online, where you can create guilds, fight with other players, and constantly rise in rank. This game has been played by more than 100 million players from all over the world, and with a large and friendly community today which exceeds 4 million, you'll always have people around to help you discuss tactics and everything else that you'll need to know. Join Hero Wars now and you will get a super chest with a secret hero as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Just make sure to check out the links in the description. Hero Wars is available on mobile devices and also runs in a web browser. So scan this QR code or download the game in the description and I will see you there. A huge thanks to Hero Wars for sponsoring today's video. Well, how about that music, huh? That was pretty different. I liked it. So yeah, check out that game and let's get back into today's video. So 30 hours of dark crab fishing. These dark crabs require 90 cooking to cook them. Even if you have 99, you can still burn them on a fire unless you're wearing a max cape or cooking cape. So this is a pretty high tier fish, no doubt about it. It does heal 22 HP, and in order to fish them, you do need 85 fishing, and you have to bring a dark fishing bait as well as a lobster pot. There are only 2 fishing locations for these crabs, and of course they are found in the wilderness. One of them is northeastern coast, south of the Fountain of Rune, and this is not a great spot though, considering it's very far from a bank or any teleport out. I really don't think anyone fishes them there. And then we have the second spot, which is where I was here for 30 hours, and of course this lies in the wilderness resource area. These fishing spots will never move, they'll never disappear, so that's a huge bonus, and you can note all of your dark crabs by using them on the NPC piles. It does cost 50 GP per crab though, so you will need some extra GP in your inventory. Another downside is that there is PKers, so you know, although you are going to be having a lot of crabs in your inventory, less banking, they will always be at risk of being lost. So since I was fishing, I wanted to have as much inventory space as I could, so I could AFK each inventory longer, but I also needed the right amount of brews and restores in case someone tried to kill me. So I was going with 2 brews and 1 restore, as well as a trusty lockpick so that I can escape through the axe hut, which is just north of the resource area. So with this amount of food and the gear choice that I had for this video, I was pretty confident that I could survive PKers, but you never really know until it happens. The fact that I had all the GP, all the bait, and the noted dark crabs meant that I would always have a lot to lose, including the gear risk. So I was deciding to bank every 300 to 600 crabs, and that's not the smartest amount to bank at because of the risk. So I would say if you're going to be fishing these, then just bank whenever you feel is necessary. A little bit about these dark crabs. They were released into the game March 13th, 2014, and they were pretty popular at that time. Keep in mind, anglerfish weren't released until 2 years later, so these dark crabs instantly became the new best food, which is pretty cool. And during the years, I occasionally did fish them on my main when they were first released, and a lot of people were always around this area, especially fishing in total level worlds. Most of them were maxed. A lot of them had Staff of the Deads, which is no doubt the best weapon that you can bring here to defend yourself because of the special attack, makes you very hard to hit for quite a while. So if you do have a Staff of Dead, definitely bring that here, just don't skull. Back in the day, occasionally I would even see people bring Elysian Spirit Shields here, because if you're not going to skull, if you just just going to try to tank to the best of your ability, then I guess you could pretty much bring anything here as long as you don't lose it, of course. Some very talented PKers with good timing could occasionally get a kill here back in the day, even if the person had a Staff of the Dead. You know, it's all about teamwork and RNG, but most of the time I'd say you're more likely to live here if you have a really good setup. Nowadays, though, in 2021, almost 2022, my goodness, these years just keep going by, there really isn't as many PKers here. During this 30-hour, I think I encountered 3 or 4. And unfortunately, I was recording multiple videos at the same time, so whenever I'd get attacked, it would be very lucky if I got it on recording, but if there's any death in this video, you will see it. It just might be a little bit late. So besides the PKers here and, of course, fishing dark crabs, there's quite a bit of things in this wilderness resource area. You can kill the runic golem here for rune ore, which I made a video of before. You can cut magic or yew trees, and you can use a furnace and a fire. A lot of opportunities to do so many different things in this resource area, and the cost to do so is 7,500 coins. That's if you have no diary completed, which of course I have no diaries completed, so I was paying top dollar for this location. But with medium diaries, you pay about 6K. Hard, you pay 3.7, and if you do the elite wilderness diaries, you can get into this area free of charge. And you know, 7.5K for me didn't really sound like a lot, but every time I logged out to take a break, I had to keep paying that 7.5K to get back in. So same goes with banking or dying from a PKer, so keep that in mind. It will cut into your profits, which is unlike any other fish in RuneScape. Another important note for the diaries is that if you do have the elite diaries completed, you will have higher success rate for fishing them. So if you're 99 fishing, your chance goes from 12% to 34%. I mean, that's a huge difference. So when we get to the price check, if we can just simply add a 22% value to those elite fishers out there, and that'll kind of give you a rough estimate on how much you would make if you had those diaries done. About 160,000 dark crabs get traded per day, so I guess that means some people are definitely fishing them. As it goes for the cooked version, you can actually get them as a drop from KQ, Callisto, Venenatus, and Vedion. It's pretty common at a 1 to 12 drop, so it's a good way to extend your trip if you're ever PVMing. The reason that I wanted to do this video on my Iron Man instead of my main is mainly because I've done videos before on most fishing related content, even fishing trawler at the end of the day, but I never touched dark crabs yet. And with a big collection of fish on my Iron Man's bank already, I figured why not add dark crabs to the mix and make that tab look even cooler. I was also considering making a video on sharks in the future or normal crabs, but I haven't decided yet. Normal crabs are similar to dark crabs, but they only give you a fashionable claw and shell, and there's no profit at all, unfortunately. Unrelated to fishing, there's also sand crabs, rock crabs, and ammonite crabs. There's different crabs in this game, but obviously in today's video we're just focusing on the dark crabs. There's also one unique item that I found out about while doing some research on dark crabs, and that is the Wilderness Crabs Teleport. You can buy this for 35K, which is so much money, or you can get it in the Last Man Standing store for 1 point. With it, you can get direct access to the crab fishing spot at 33 Wilderness. I would never really recommend to anyone to do that, but I just found that interesting that it was so expensive. Unfortunately, after avoiding PKers for 26 hours straight, I did encounter my first death. I lost about 170 crabs and 170K at around hour 26, so that was really disappointing. And to my surprise, at hour 28, we died yet again. It's incredible that I was doing this for 26 hours and there was no PKers at all, maybe one, and I did get a good escape, but then I actually died at hour 26 and 28. Fortunately, I didn't get it on video, but I did get one of my last, PK attempts on video, so you guys will see that shortly. But yeah, it was really upsetting to die twice and losing close to 1 mil total, so that was really upsetting. And the reason I didn't get it on video was just because it happened so quickly and I just could not escape the people that were attacking me. And of course, with 1 hour remaining, with the weirdest gear choice that I definitely could have chosen for dark crabs, I was getting attacked yet again. And this guy's DPS was insane, and the fact that I lived just in the first 2 minutes of this fight is just baffling to me because I was so low on every supply. I couldn't fight back. I didn't even have a lockpick. I didn't really have anything with me, so this was definitely a struggle, but luckily we did get away. It just seemed like at hour 28, dark crabs was the new hotspot for PKers, maybe because the rev hype kind of died down at this point, since this video took like a week to do on and off, and people just got bored of revs and they came here, so it was pretty unfortunate for me. I really didn't expect to die once or twice in this video, but things happen. You just got to deal with it, and we'll just throw that against the price check at the very end. But either way, we're really just going to focus on profit here. And with all of that being said, loot from 30 hours of dark crabs has been completed. It's a shame about those 2 deaths that we had, but it is what it is. You just can't control it sometimes. You're only bringing so much food here, so if you do die, don't sell yourself short. Maybe in the future, if I ever unlock a bulwark or something better tank-wise, I'll definitely bring that instead, but the DFS and the Carols was the best that I could do for now. So the overall cost of GP and deaths did come out to be about 1.2 mil, but we won't add that into the price check. This is purely for just the fish and the profit. So looking at the overall amount of fish that we got, about 4,000 dark crabs in 30 hours time. A lot of fishing XP as well, and 4.5 mil profit. Obviously, anglerfish is probably better, but this was different, and I really do enjoy things that are in the wilderness, and this was one of the last things that I had to do fishing related for a video. So I'm glad I did it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. With all that being said, thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Check out that sponsor in the link in the description. It really does help me out tremendously if you guys actually download those things. And an early Merry Christmas to all of you, and I will see you later on this week with another video. And until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.